So I've never been a fan of capture tools. They always seem like they just added to the complexity of the PKM system for me personally. That is until I discovered MyMind, the app MyMind. Now imagine a beautiful garden, right? A space where you've planted things and those specific things bring you delight every time you walk through the garden. Right? They're beautiful, they're useful, and it's intimate and personal. This is MyMind. With MyMind, there's no need to put ideas inside of a folder or even tag your ideas and your thoughts and the things that are important to you. MyMind does it for you. You just simply have to notice and capture those things. And it functions very similar to our actual minds, right? Like we don't have an ideas folder that's neatly tucked inside of our brain, or a thoughts or a spark folder that is sorted by last created in our brains. We just have everything inside of our brains in one place. And we often don't remember things fully. We remember in part. Kind of like, the article that I just read, I don't remember the title, but I recall how I loved how it talked about an internet city. All right, so I searched the term internet city, and then bam, there's the article. I know that my daughter said something recently to me that was funny about a seashell toenail. Say that 5 times fast. But I can't quite remember exactly what she said, and so I search and I think about, okay, seashell. Let me search seashell, and then bam, there's the little quote from my daughter that made me crack up, and so I thought, I need to capture this. This is MyMind. It's a private digital space to add everything that matters to you and also resurface it like your mind would recall a memory. So in this video, we're going to dive into 5 things that I love about the app MyMind. Now, before we get started in this MyMind app review, I did want to let you know about a PDF guide. It's a free guide that I put together for you just as a thank you for watching this video. And this is on how to take book notes and get those insights into your personal knowledge management system. So by the end of this guide, you will have a simple system for highlighting books, a mindful approach for adding content to your PKM, a process for creating building blocks of knowledge for the future, and then also a simple tip for making more connections inside of your PKM. The link for that guide is in the description below. One of my favorite things about MyMind is that it is fun and easy to use. All right, a capture tool that isn't easy to use defeats the purpose of the tool. So the first thing that you'll want to do is download the browser extension from your favorite browser. In this case, I'm using Chrome. If you're on desktop, this will be your best friend when it comes to MyMind. All right, so let's talk about images. So let's say you are on a website, or in this case, I'm in an email, and I find an image that I want to save. All I need to do is right-click and then click or select add to MyMind. Now it is saving to MyMind. I can add tags if I want to right here, but I don't need to. It's going to do that for me. Let's go over to MyMind. You can see that this was just added here in MyMind. Articles. If you're reading through an article that you are just like, man, I need to save this because I want to revisit this, and there's a lot of stuff that I want to tease out and think about more. All you need to do is on the Chrome extension right here, just click this orange circle with the plus sign, and bam, it is saved to your mind right here. And what's cool is it automatically knows when you save a URL like that it is an article. So it tags it as an article. Side note, with the articles, with their mastermind version, it's a paid version, you can actually use the reading mode to read an article without the ads, without all the clutter. And it actually, if the URL is for some reason not working, it's taken down for something, the content still is in your mind and can still be read. So it's kind of cool. Something else, screenshots. Let's say I find something cool and I want to screenshot it, right? And then I can click and drag onto the anywhere in the screen and it's saved, which is nice. With screenshots, if I click into this, the tags are automatically added for me and it's looking at the content of, in this case, the screenshot, and it notices there's pine trees and it's a painting or a drawing. It's near a lake. And let's see, landscape, sky. It's just all this stuff is tagged for me. So when I'm searching for it, it'll be easy to find. Really, really cool. Let's talk about highlights. If you're reading an article and you don't necessarily want to save the whole article, but you only want to save a part of the article, I can highlight any part of the article, right click, add to MyMind, and visually it knows that you highlighted something, and so whenever it highlights something, it will show up in the card as a highlight, and it's tagged snippet and highlight. Quotes. There's a quote here. Younger. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So quotes. If it actually is in quotation marks and you highlight that and then you add to your mind, it knows that, it sees the quotation marks and actually creates a visual of the quote for you, right? Which is also cool. And it's also tagged with quote. So any quotes that you add to your mind will be visually like this. Also, I can add a note, and if I use quotation marks, this is a cool quote. Command enter to save, and it will automatically detect that it's a quote. I don't need to keep that. All right, so then we have notes. So on the left-hand side, there is like this sticky note type thing where you can click into it and start typing a note. And as you click into it, it's pretty cool because it dims everything else. So it kind of has this focus effect. So I'll just write down, this is a new idea I had. Command enter to save it. And on the surface, it's very simple. But if you want to kind of dive deeper and maybe format the note a little bit, there is an option for that as well. So when you click into it, I can use Markdown to format this note. This is a heading. And I can do quotes, right? I can do bullet points. I can do bold, all this stuff. And then I can actually go into a legit focus mode on the left-hand side. You can see here. I can hit Command F or click this, and then it brings me into this focused mode where I can continue writing. So like I said, on the surface, it's very simple to use if you just want to jot down an idea and not have to worry about formatting, color, all that kind of stuff like that. But if you want to dive deeper or format your thoughts and ideas and kind of tease them out in a little bit, then you can do that. All right, to-dos. If you are a to-do person, you can use the note feature and use the markdown with the brackets. When you use the brackets right there, it'll automatically know that this is a to-do. To-do number 2, number 3, right? And I hit Command Enter. Now, it shows up visually here as a to-do list. Again, these little animations as I hover over it and then I click it, it's a nicely designed app. Books, that's another thing. If you're looking for like a way to bookmark or save books that you want to read, you can do that very easily with MyMind. This is a book that I want to read. Eventually, I can click the little circle here and it saves the book. Now you notice that with other things like the quotes and the highlights, it visually gives you an idea of what is there. This is a highlight. This is a quote. With books, it does the same thing. If you save from the major websites like Goodreads or Amazon or something like that. So it visually will give me all these, like the look of this book for the cards, which is just cool. So it's visually appealing and awesome. My favorite thing is that this app brings me life. And one of the reasons that it brings me life is because of their focus on privacy. So like MyMind's whole manifesto right here, it's on their website, on the homepage, revolves around privacy. No social features, no vanity metrics, no tracking, no social pressure, no collaboration. That is interesting, and I like it. No ads. It's just a personal space for you. There are apps out there that do great with collaboration, and I love those apps, but not every app needs collaboration. So it's just something that I was drawn to initially when I was reading through this, and I'm thinking, man, this is really cool. Before I even tried the app, I was hooked by this manifesto. I mean, we're on too many apps that suck the life out of us. We need more apps that bring life, right? And I love how MyMind approached this, where everything you save is almost like a mirror showing you who you are. So it brings me life. That's the second favorite thing. My third favorite thing is that it finds things like MyMind finds things. I know that sounds weird, the way that I said that, but I love the search. That's essentially what I'm talking about here. Now, with the search here, it does the normal things of like I can search for a tag, like for example, creativity. I hit enter, and it's going to show me all the things that I've tagged personally creativity, or that it tagged with creativity. That's awesome. Now, what I really like is that I can search by time. For example, if I want to see notes that are in the last 7 days, I type out last 7 days, and it shows me, I hit enter, and then it shows me all the things that I've saved in the last 7 days, right? Or what about last month, right? Last 30 days. Yesterday. Okay. That's just super cool for me. I can even do like maybe last Monday, or I can do a date, February 1st. So very cool. Love it. I went over the tag-based search. Deep search is something else that I really enjoy with MyMind. So I can, for example, search for books, hit enter, and then I can also search with a time-based search. This week, enter. Now this is the book that I've saved this week. Okay. Another example, I can do creativity, hit enter. I have one article in here, but if I'm like, I don't really want to see the articles, I only want to see notes, I can do minus articles, and it gets rid of the articles. Okay, really cool. Keyword search, it will read it will read the screenshots that I've saved. For example, not that, pine. So it reads images and it reads screenshots. It can even read handwritten notes, which is cool. I don't have any at the moment. But that is really cool. I love the search in MyMind, and I love how easy it is to use. It helps me focus more on creating and learning and less on organization. Their tagline actually is remember everything, organize nothing. What does this mean? It means that it means that MyMind uses AI to automatically tag items for you. Now you can still add items, or you can still add tags manually, but the idea is that you don't have to, right? Now this made me nervous at first, but as I've shown you, previously, the search is very powerful, and I've honestly not needed to manually add a lot of tags, which is kind of cool. Now, for example, if I hop into any book that I've saved, let's see, the Read Aloud family. This is, you can see like that in the tags, it's tagging the actual name, the title of the book. It's obviously tagged with book. It's tagged with homeschooling. Like, there's nothing on here about homeschooling on the actual title or anything like that, but it knows from the description of the book that this is about homeschooling, parenting, family, reading, read aloud family, read aloud, reading, audiobook, like all this stuff. I didn't add those tags; it did it for me, and so it makes it easier to find things because it does the tagging for you. All right, so now for those of you that are like, let me ease into this whole idea of not organizing. There is what they call spaces. Okay, I have one space right here, but spaces is a feature that if you want to take on a little organization, you can. And with spaces, you can create a space with any search combination or with tags. This is right now. I just have a books. I didn't even realize it did that. I'm hovering over it and it's showing me the content. That is pretty cool. It's basically a folder, but they call it a space. And it gives you a filter view with just one click versus typing in your search term. So if you have a space or if you have a collection of things, cards that you are continually going back to, maybe it's a project that you're working on, or something else, let's see, a vacation you're planning or something like that, and you want to easily get to it, you can create a space. And every time that you add a card to that space or with that tag, it will add it to the space automatically. If I wanted to create like another space, like the last 7 days that I showed you earlier, last 7 days, it actually can create, I can save this smart space and name it last week. And then I pick a color, finish and save. Now, every time that I want to, like if I'm doing my weekly review and I want to come in here and I'm like, okay, what did I save last week? I don't have to go in there and actually type in last week or last 7 days. I can just come in here and it's already there for me. So that's an example of spaces if you want to do a little bit of organization. Something else, top of mind. This is kind of cool because it kind of goes along with the phrase that we use, top of mind. It's something that I want to just keep at the forefront of my thinking and all that. So if I'm like, I really want to look at this article, or, I want to keep it at the forefront and be able to find it easily or something like that, I can click top of mind here and it creates this bar at the top where it's almost like these are the things that I'm thinking about currently or something like that, or it's just things that are top of mind that I want to go over. Is one of my favorite features, and it is called serendipity. And it is a feature that helps you kind of clean up your mind, right? But also it resurfaces things that you've forgotten about, thoughts and memories and quotes and books that you wanted to read. And the experience of this is stunning, in my opinion. So what you do is you, on the right-hand side, top right, if you're on the desktop, you click serendipity, and it gets you into this full screen mode right here. And it gives you like 20 things, 20 cards that you've saved. And all these other cards that are floating around here, I can hover over these and choose any of these if I wanted to. Or I have this forget and keep thing right here, and I can just kind of go in the order that it's choosing for me. And so I can keep it or I can forget it. I can use the arrows to either keep or forget. So if I keep it, it'll swipe away and then bring up a new thing for me. Right? So it's just super cool. There's also a sound feature. Whenever you turn this on, there's an ambient track that starts to play and it kind of just loops. I often find myself, I'll actually leave it on and just have it going while I'm working or something like that because it's just super good. But this is an incredible feature to help you resurface ideas that you've forgotten about and just to clean up your mind. I want to hear from you on what you liked about this, what you didn't like about this. What are you intrigued by? Have you tried this out before or not? Let me know in the comments below, and let's start a conversation. Thanks for watching.